Well, good morning, everybody. Let's see if I can fall off my chair to start the day out here. Cell phone caught in there. Let's see. Well, catch you guys up on everything that's going on. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for the kind responses and emails and even a couple of phone calls. Um, as far as the cancer thing going. So I had the biopsies done on Friday, and that went well. Long day, up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting prepped for that, and on the table by 7, and back home in bed by 9:30. Hi, Lucy. And I slept till about 12:30 that day, and then of course I had strict orders to relax. So I did. I relaxed by doing some airbrush work, so on some models. So that worked out well for me, because I don't get a day off during the week very often. So did that, but won't know anything for 2 weeks. So not dwelling on it. My urologist told me though that things look good as far as nothing going on outside the actual prostate. He doesn't think there's any spread of anything going on, so that's all good. So I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on. But I can't remember if I told you guys or not. My wife Deb fell down the stairs Monday and landed on her knees, and looks like she's got a torn ligament probably in the left knee, and her right knee's really badly bruised up. So she's on a walker. And then my mom fell on Wednesday. So we're on a roll. I'll tell you what. Of course, nobody's been in the hospital, but everybody's just a little banged up. But enough. Let's get on. So what I did is I painted the Riviera, the 66 Riv. As I told you, I wanted to do that in candy apple red. So got that done. Pretty happy with that. The paint came out really, really well, and except at the very end of it all, I don't know if you can see it, right there, I had a gnat land on the paint. I swear, I mean, this used to be something that happened all the time, and it hasn't happened in a while. Got a few little dust specks in the roof, but so yeah, it was warm outside, and one of my friendly flying insects decided it was time to crash out in the paint. So I'm not going to worry about it. The gnat is gone. I mean, they just disintegrate. I mean, I think the urethane just eats them up, what's left of it, but it's no big deal. Still, the model's good to me, and it's almost become a trademark. I thought about doing like a little squiggly line and putting underneath of it, Roth was here, like a little Roth fly. So this is the pan for the chassis pan. Here's the actual chassis with just the engine block sitting in there. So I did the engine block in candy apple red to match as well as my the dash, which of course get detailed, my steering wheel and my rim inserts there for the backs of the rims, the brake drums. I did those to match, so should show through, because I think I'm going to put like some Astros or something on this. I haven't figured that out. This monstrosity, this is the chassis for the hideout truck. I did this in gloss aluminum, and it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So I was going to do a darker gunmetal, and I thought, I'll change it up a little bit. So I went with that, with the gloss aluminum. So pretty happy about that, with the look of that so far. And this is like the air deflector that goes on the front of the wedge, the hauler body, and it had some pretty bad gaps in there even after I sanded it. So I did a lot of putty work on there yesterday, and I'll get that sanded down smooth and in some primer, hopefully. The go-kart for Frankenstein coming along. I got the motor in there yesterday, and this thing, I don't know what happened. Apparently the plastic little tub that I had this in must have fallen over and broke the right front axle on it, which really irritated me. And the Frankie figure broke one of his little electrode connections off of his head. that glued back on easy. This thing did not want to go back on there. I had to do some sanding, and it's really hard to drill and pin this 3D printed stuff, but that's the downside, is it's just so brittle. But somebody was telling me that a lot of that has to do with the quality of the resin that's used, whether it's brittle or not, that the better quality resins are not as brittle. So these are the body parts for this, which I painted last evening. So I did them in kind of I did the Orion Silver metal flake base coat, and then I used the Planet Green, faded that in, and then I just cleared it. So just kind of peel it off. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. So did the, I don't even know if that's the right side. It may not be. But that, yeah, so that'll sit on there. So I've got some greens and purples. That'll go on there like that. Then this front end, of course. So it's nearing completion. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I gotta keep an eye on this camera because I'm not pointing in the right direction. Sorry about that. Coffee hasn't sunk in yet. Black Beauty coming along. Did the chassis and gunmetal on there. I've got my interior components done. I did those in semi-gloss black. So that's ready to start working on installing the backlighting panels and the LEDs. So I've been working on the electronic boards. You can see Ed's holding the completed entire wiring harness for one of these. So I'm doing 3. So I'll be getting one out to Mike over at the intake. We'll get him fixed up, and I'm doing one for Chuck Darnell and I. And I'm making all the other pieces. This is the piece that holds the LEDs in the trunk area for the tail lights. Of course, these are all the pieces for hold the headlights. So it's coming together. So I'll continue working on that probably this week. I'll just have to measure off now that I've got everything set with this finished harness. I can go through and measure off the lengths of each piece of wire, get all that pre-cut, and then start soldering it all together. I've already got all my resistors soldered in on the board, so that's done. So yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on. A lot of things going on, more than I probably should be working on, but still. Sorry, I had to have a shot of coffee. Still trying to decide on the that hideout truck, whether I want to put those little tiny low profile tires and rims on there. I think it would look cool. I want to mock it up a little bit more to kind of get a feel for what it's going to look like, because I really wanted to drop that thing down, and I didn't. This thing's got so much going on with the suspension. I didn't really get into trying to drop the suspension on. I did that. I don't know if you guys probably remember this one. This particular build, which I wanted lower, and you can see how low the tires are, you know, in the wheel wells there, and how low this thing is to the ground. I actually notched out the axles on there, and to drop that down, you know, to lower the entire stance of the entire truck. And then I put the side pipes on there too, which, you know, got even more of the gap out of there. So this truck, this particular one, is substantially lower than the stock kit would be. That's the look I was going for, and it worked out really well on that. Of course, it's just single axle, so a little more simple as far as the chassis and everything. This one here is the standard, you know, ride height on this particular truck. You can see you've got a lot more height to it. The trailer's pretty low. Hard to see. Sorry, I've got some motorcycles, Matchbox motorcycles in the way there. But that one I kind of left at the standard height. So yeah, I got to figure that out and figure out, you know, what I want to do with it. But I'm going to give them a shot. I'm trying to be open-minded because I saw one built up and I liked the way it looked. I never really have done the lowrider stuff. I built one lowrider. I built an Impala probably at least 20 years ago. And I and I tried it, with the gold rims and everything, and it just really wasn't. It's not my thing, and it just looked so bad. I think I threw it away because it just came out really awful. It just, I don't know. I just don't have that the ability to make a good lowrider, I guess. Of course, I know there's a lot more cool kits and stuff, but I've always liked that slammed look to a lot of my models. I lower a lot of the stuff that I build. So I really like them kind of that dropped in the weeds kind of look. And of course now on real cars with the modern technology, with the airbag systems that we've got available to drop these cars down. My Challenger is really, really low to the ground. And I don't know if one of the previous owners from me modified the suspension or not, but it's pretty darn low, lower than most of the cars are. But I don't know if it's just that year was lower. And of course, it does have it's got 22-inch rims on it, and the small, sidewall tires. But I don't know if that's part of that profile or if the suspension itself was actually lower than some of the later cars. Because I notice a lot of the later Challengers and Chargers, there's a lot more gap in the wheel wells than what's on my car. But I like that look. I like that low profile, that low stance. So anyway, so that's this is about all I got to tell you guys. So it's looking nice outside. It's about 60 degrees out. I just took Lucy for a walk, and I'm gonna kind of try to take it easy again today. I kind of overdid it yesterday, and it kind of kicked me in the butt last night. Surprisingly, I'm not really super sore. I was just mostly fatigued after the whole thing was over from the anesthesia. So I'm actually feeling good. And I also I didn't bring it in, but I also got one of those unlimited class hydroplane kits that I showed you guys a few months ago that I'd gotten hold of. I got one of those completely in Orion Silver base coat. So I'm hoping to do, a really cool paint scheme on that too. I'm going to probably today hit that with some Intercoat clear, and then I can start taping it off and figure out what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do that in candy blue, and different shades of candy blue, lights and darks. And I've also got another darker blue base coat called Strato Blue. So I may fade some of that in there. So I'm kind of play around with it and figure out what I'm going to do. I want to do something really cool on the paint on that, something fun. So those are sold as 1/24 scale, but I think they're probably closer to 32nd scale. But they're still cool. And so I got that in base coat, and I think that and the little Roadrunner train. It's in primer, and I've been thinking about that. I think I'm going to do that thing. I think I'm going to do it all in black, and then maybe put some flake and some clear over top of it. Right? That flake really pops over black, so the rainbow flake. So I might do that on that little train. So I don't know if I'll do that today. I don't think so. But we've got to try to get caught up with some housework around here because we've fallen behind a little bit because Deb's not getting around very well. So she hasn't been able to do a lot. So I'm going to try to help her get caught up on some stuff today. So anyway, and I'll probably start assembling the Riviera this week anyway. Start putting some of that together and progressively work on the Black Beauty too. As soon as I get all the rest of the electronics finished up for those, I want to start putting that together, getting that one done. So those are both pretty simple builds. So, and then maybe move along to the truck after them. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good Sunday. I know there's football stuff going on today. Super Bowl next weekend. I don't follow football, so I just really honestly don't have time. It's not that I don't like football. I always loved football as a kid, but I know a lot of you guys are football fans, so hope you're enjoying. I think there's playoff games today, right? Something like that. And then the Super Bowl next weekend. So always fun. So have a good Sunday. And I'll talk to you guys this week, probably in the next couple days. I'll give you an update if I'm doing anything else, and we'll go from there. Thanks again for all you new subscribers. Appreciate all of you guys coming by here. And I still have some shop cards. If any of you guys want some, I've still got probably maybe 30 left. So if anybody wants a shop card, please email me. It's Tim at Rat Studios. Make sure you put the S on the end, .com at Gmail. Let's strike that. ratdaddystudios at gmail.com. Sorry. So yeah, get a hold of me. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to have a channel or anything, but if you just want a shop card, give me a shout. I'll be glad to send you one out and send you a sticker if I've got some laying around down at the shop there. So I've still got some. Or if any of you longtime guys, I just sent one out to Paul because I don't think I ever sent it to him. Oh, and I should mention this is Model Cars and Coffee, um, which is hosted by Paul over at West Coast Model Car Builds. Thanks again, Paul, for setting this whole thing up. It's fun. I think everybody really enjoys this. So anyway, have a good day. I'm getting into long time here, 15 minutes. So I'll see you again this week, and have a really, really good rest of the weekend.